I'm going to give you 5 pieces of evidence why the universe did indeed have a beginning. First, the universe is expanding. This was discovered by Edwin Hubble in 1925. Through his telescope, he saw that the light was shifting. This means that everything out there is moving further away from us. Now, that means that the universe is getting bigger. If we could go back in time, if we could rewind, we'd find the universe to be getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And if we go far back enough, we'll reach a point where there is no universe, no space, and no time. This is the first piece of evidence for the beginning of the universe. Second, the cosmic microwave background radiation, discovered by astronomers Arno Penzias and Robert Wilson on May 20th, 1964. This is basically just all the resulting radiation that we find as a result of this cosmic beginning. Third, the second law of thermodynamics. This states that energy goes from an ordered, usable state to a disordered, unusable state. Now imagine it this way. When you plug gas into your car and then start driving, the gas is running out. That's exactly what's happening in the universe. We're running out of energy. Now, just as the gas in your car, unfortunately, can't be running out forever, so the universe, it can't be running out of energy forever. The more we run out, the closer we get to that empty tank. And in the same way, if we go back in time, the closer we get to a full tank, to 100% capacity. So we know that if energy is running out, there must have been a point at which it was full. Now, some of you might be getting ready to say I'm denying the first law of thermodynamics, which state that energy is never created or destroyed. Does that kind of make it difficult for us to believe that the universe was created and that we're running out of energy somehow? Hold on. The first law describes what happens in a closed system. It's exactly because of this we can trust our observations of the energy running out. This means that no new energy is being fed into our closed system, and no energy from within the system is popping out just randomly. The amount in the closed system remains constant. And it's not the energy itself that we're running out of. It's the amount of usable, ordered energy we're running out of. Check out this illustration. In the first system, we see 6 orbs of usable energy, the positive orbs. In the next one, we find 4 orbs of usable energy and 2 orbs of unusable energy, the negative orbs. As we go on, and all the way up to the last one, we find that it continues decreasing the amount of usable, and the amount of unusable energy keeps increasing. And that last one with 6 orbs of unusable energy is not a place we want to be. That's the empty tank. Now, in both ways, we see that if we reach the end, that's the official end. It can't go any further than that. And if we go back in time, we reach a point where it's 100% capacity of usable energy. We can't go any further back than that. So this is another piece of evidence for a beginning. And the first law and the second law are actually a really piece of strong evidence together. It's not that the first law contradicts our observations of the second law. It actually confirms them. So that is the third piece of evidence. Next, Einstein's theory of general relativity. It states that space, time, and matter are correlative. In other words, one or even two can't exist without the others. You need all 3 together, which means all 3 came into existence at the same time. You might say, okay, hold on, but this is just a theory and you're using it for evidence? Well, obviously, I don't need to say that this is Einstein, literally, he's an Einstein. And also, this theory is confirmed to the 5th decimal point, the 100,000th place. So there's good reason to believe it. The last piece of evidence I want to give is a philosophical evidence. If there were an infinite amount of past events to this moment, we would never get here. Now, that might be a little hard to understand. So I'm going to bring in one of my hobbies. I love Marvel movies. I've always loved Marvel movies. Now, something special that Marvel does is it includes post-credit scenes. These are scenes that come after the credits. Maybe they're connected to a future movie, or maybe they're just comedic clips connected to the movie you just watched. Either way, you have to get through all the credits, all the names of contributors in order to watch it. Now, sometimes the credits seem infinite, they seem endless, but luckily they're not. Maybe they last 5 minutes. Now, if the credits were endless, if a name just kept on appearing after each one forever and ever and ever, you would never get to see that post-credit scene. Because what is a post-credit scene? By definition, is a scene that comes post-credits, comes after the credits. If the credits never end, then the post-credit scene never begins. Well, the same with the history, with our history. If our past never ends, if it's infinite, if it just keeps going on and on and on, this moment, this present would never begin. because there would always be another moment in the past before now. So we would never hit this moment. And yet here we are. Therefore, there must be a limited amount of past events. It cannot go on and on forever, pointing back to an absolute beginning.